Hello. I'm going to wait for you guys to come into the room. I know YouTube give the notifications out very late, if at all. Virgo, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start with some oracles. And then we're going to get into the tarot. It's not going to be a long reading, not like we normally do it. But we are definitely going to get something in today for the beginning of the week. So this is for Virgo. Let's see what's coming out. Now I'm going to do this in front of the camera so you guys can see. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you. This is for Virgo. This is for Virgo. All right. All right. Let's see, Virgo. Let's see what's coming out here for you. Clairvoyance. This is funny because when I picked up the deck earlier, I kid you not, I picked up the deck earlier and this was the card that was coming out and I was about to do your reading. You guys are very very psychic. Okay, we already know that. Virgos are always very psychic. And it's not like you're psychic to the point where some people are just able to see the future like 10 years in advance. Some of you guys have that ability, of course, but others, it talks about having insight. But this is what it says. It says it's time to pay attention to it. It's time to pay attention to your psychic insights. That is something that the universe is trying to get you to see. It says your receptivity is becoming stronger. So even more so that there's going to be more so this psychic strength that you guys are about to develop. It says write things down that you're sensing. It says invest more time in meditation and lucid dreaming. It says your visions are real. You are seeing and sensing things beyond the five senses. Now, I want to say it. And I know some people may be kind of frightened of this, but I am going to say that, you know, you could be one of those people where they see angels, okay? And this could be in your home, outside of your home. This could happen, y'all, okay? So I'm just telling you. So there could be something that's going to start happening to you to get you to move, or maybe your faith. It's something about this energy that makes me feel like the universe is doing this in order for you to know that it's hearing you. I guess that's the best way I could put it. Especially with Virgos, y'all done been through hell and hot water. Okay. Some of us have already experienced angelic moments, so we already know. But I'm saying for some of you, it's like you guys need to see something. You guys need to know that it is real. And that is something that I'm seeing. So I wasn't trying to make it where people consider to be woo-woo. No, I'm not. But I have to say it because you may experience it. And I believe that it's going to strengthen you in a really good way. Now, at the bottom of the deck, you had regret. Now, this card does not refer to you. It could, but I don't believe it does. Now, regret could refer to wasting time, wasting money, wasting energy. That happens, right? And you may feel that way. Oh, you were at a job that really just didn't give you what you thought it was going to give. You could have been in a relationship, or maybe you left home and now you regret the fact that you are in a location that you don't want to be, right? That could be true, right? But this card is referring to something else. Now, this is what it says. It says you or others around you are looking back to the past with new awareness. Regret is present. It's time to right the wrongs and wipe the slate clean. So you may have someone who may want to come in and apologize about something. Usually when this card comes out, that is what you're going to be facing. Whether it's now or in the future, there's going to be most likely an apology letter. It could be, a phone call. Someone can see you and they haven't seen you in forever. And they say, you know what? I know that I did something really shitty 2 years ago. I just wanted to apologize about that. Okay. I'm just based on this card. I do see that this is going to be a theme for you. Okay. It could be friends. It could be lovers. It could be family members, that type of thing. But that is what this is saying. They're saying that they understand that they made poor decisions or poor judgment. Okay, that is what this is talking about. Now, your last card that's coming out here is love offer. And ain't this crazy? You had love offer and then divine counterpart came right up under it. So you guys have a love interest that's going to be coming in here. And I'm just going to read it. I'm going to read what this love offer could be. Here, it literally says this could be a divine love that has come into your sphere of influence, okay? It's a high vibrational love. Now, why is that? Why do we need to say high vibrational? Because we don't need the toxic stuff, okay? This is not what you've been experiencing. It's not the kind of people you're experiencing. It says it's rare, which means that it is not anything that you've experienced before. This is not like something that you've experienced before. This is specifically saying that this is a union brought about through the universe, because a divine union is like orchestrated by the divine, okay? You're going to feel that. You're going to know it. You're going to feel that in your bones, that there's going to be something different about this person, okay? Deep intimacy is a healthy relationship, healthy balance, healthy reciprocation, and they're going to be available to you. This is not someone who's like, it's one-sided and they're pretending, you know, that they're okay with you being around and then at the same time they don't, right? Or holding back for some odd reason. That's not this type of love that you guys are going to be experiencing. So I love the fact that love offer is coming out right along with divine counterpart. I love this. Okay, this is good. The last card I want you guys to see, though, is chastity. And I wasn't going to pull it, but it fell when I picked up the love offer. And it says, it is time to abstain from certain acts or behaviors that is degrading you or defiling you. Now, how many times have I said, Virgo, you are self-sabotaging. Virgo, you're self-sabotaging. You guys already know, I can see it in astrology. I'll be like, oh, well, yep, you're going to be in that self-sabotage phase. You have to be mindful of it. And it's different for almost every Virgo that I've read for. A lot of y'all are doing something completely different. You're not doing the same thing, right? You're doing something completely different from one another. But it is something that you guys are doing, whether it is a behavior, it is defiling you or degrading you, it is bringing you down vibrationally. Okay, whether it's the type of food that you eat, which is something that, you know, we definitely have to talk about, because food is vibration and frequency. Why are you eating so much greasy food? Why are you eating so much food with salt in it, right? No fruits and vegetables? Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? What you put in your mouth, right, can defile you. We read that even in the Bible. Who you are around could be defiling you, your behaviors, your acts. So when it says behaviors and acts, it's talking about a pattern, okay, that needs to be dealt with. It says you have to look at yourself as a temple and something worthy of. So remember, anything that has access to you has to be of higher vibration. But I just wanted to say that because that's what was, you know, that's what fell out at the bottom of the deck. Now, Virgo, I'm going to go ahead and get into this deck. I haven't used this one in a while. So we're going to see what's going to come out here. This is for Virgo. Let's see what's coming out here for Virgo. Okay. I don't know what that is yet. I just see a man on there. The peacemaker. All right. Let's see. Hey, good morning. The technician. Tactics. It says, with some good planning tactics, you can easily work out and make corrections for success. And we're not going to pay attention to the person on the card. This ain't got nothing to do with no man or no woman, y'all. It is saying this. Okay, so it's saying when you look at this person, you automatically think success. Why? His clothes. He is clean. We already know what a successful person looks like, right? The clothes that they wear, the way that it's tailored, the way that his hair is tailored. Like, we know he is on point. So this is saying this is you. But there needs some changes, y'all. Something needs to change. Now it's being brought to your attention that something needs to change for success. It means that the way that you've been doing it is not going to work. Opportunities may come to you and you may need to take it because, again, it's talking about planning, and it's talking about tactics. There has to be something that you need to do in order to experience it. Here it says you can easily work it out with corrections. Okay? Now, I don't think the universe is blaming you for the lack of success. I'm not saying that, but I do believe that there's been some things that Virgo have gone through planetarily that I know for a fact that has occurred. I've looked at most of y'all charts. I looked at a lot of people's charts, by the way. And one thing that I can say, and Virgo had got hit pretty badly, okay? So one thing that I'm saying is that in order for you to experience some type of success, there needs to be a change in some area of your life, even if it's just the way that you think. You may not like the change, but you're going to be experiencing it. You have to. That's the only way that you're going to get what you want, okay, based on this card. Now, at the bottom of the deck, it says Peacemaker. Now, this is interesting because I don't remember these cards like this, but this is what it says. Any trouble or misunderstandings between friends or lovers are now healed. Reconciliation and reunions are possible. All right. All right. This goes back to that card that talks about regret. You guys already know I don't do that whole back and forth thing, past stuff. I don't really do that too much in my readings. I try not to. We may see it, and I just say it real quickly because I know Sagittarius caught that. We may see like a little bit of it, and then we just move on and pass it, right? Because that's some people's reality. But remember, this is a general. So this is saying in general that there could be a friend. We talked about that. Someone who has regrets about something that they've done. Remember I said that you could be walking down the street and all of a sudden somebody, they walk up to you. They like, hey, Virgo, you know, I know 2 years ago I did some effed up stuff. It was bogus-ish. I'm sorry that I did that and I shouldn't have never done it. Okay. And this is what I see. That's the second card that talks about reconciliation based on someone's feelings, based on what someone has done that they know that they did wrong to you. Okay. And it doesn't have to be huge things either. It doesn't have to be anything huge. I mean, it could be, you know, your sister said something and you guys got upset. You stopped talking to each other for like 3 days or something, you know. But it's just saying in general, it just depends. You guys know who I'm talking about right now. This is not someone that you have to guess about. This ain't one of those things where you're like, I don't even know who she's talking about. Well, that means this ain't referring to you. Because you know when somebody did you wrong. Okay? And I'm hoping that even if it comes down to something like a mother figure, because I don't really talk about the mom stuff, right? But I have to say it because I know that that happens with people. And when I say family, the mom's included, the father's included, right? And then it's like, well, I know my mom ain't gonna ever apologize. Sometimes it happens in ways that you don't expect because some people don't come out right out and say, I'm sorry. Some people don't come out and say it that way, but they ease their way in some way to let you know that they were wrong. I really do believe that this is going to be more so directly where someone truly says, you know, I should have never done that. This was, I apologize. That's how I really believe that this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be subtle. I just don't see that. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck, y'all. Ooh, the spoiled one. I can't believe you got this card, Virgo. Things will come easy to you now. Take advantage of this auspicious time and make the most of every blessing. Now, I love this. I love this for you because my spoiled is different from your spoiled. It was interesting because I was actually looking at Twitter early this morning before I got on live. You guys already know sometimes when I wake up, I can't go back to sleep. I get up early, y'all. Okay. And I was looking at Twitter and they were showing this dude's house, like his, you know, like his house. He had like a man cave, and inside his man cave, he had about like 32 cars. So some that was classics, or I'm talking about 1960 classics. I mean, you know, he had, you know, race car speeds, Camaros, and they were, you know, they were all what is it called? Remodeled, refurbished cars. I guess that's what it's called. Okay. And his house looked like the way that he stored his cars looked like the factory. He had shoes that were like a shoe store, right? I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And the first thing I thought to myself, oh my God, like, what would it be like to have a life like that? Okay. Or what would it be like to come across a man like that? And you know, the first thing I said to myself, it's like, I don't want all of that. I think it's amazing to have all those things. I would never want to not, and you know, I want to be able to travel and go somewhere with my friends or go somewhere without the thought of like, ooh, I don't know if I want to have it. You know, you have it and you go. So that's what I'm saying. People's spoils are different. I feel like you have not just enough. I don't want to be at that place. But you have exactly what you need to do whatever the hell you want to do, but it doesn't have to be that. So some people may look at that, and I saw the comment section and people were like, oh my God, I will do anything to have that. So when I say that your spoiled is different from my spoiled, this is specifically catered to you. That's what makes this amazing. Okay? Because not all of us have the same kind of idea of what spoiled means. I'm not caring about all the materials. I want, you know, if we're talking about people and relationships, I want people to be kind to me and nice and loving towards me, right? I don't need all the fake shit. I think being rich is dealing with people who are rich in character. All right? And yes, do I want some money? Hell yeah. But I ain't got to have all of that. Okay? I don't have to have all of that. I actually don't really desire all of that. That's too much cleaning. Okay? That's too much, too much stuff to worry about losing and cleaning up and not I just don't like the idea of having that much space and that much stuff around me, because I just feel like it's just too much stuff I have to do. Now let's go ahead. Let's get this for Virgo. Oh, I didn't realize that. Here it is again. I keep on not paying attention. This is for Virgo. I know that's right. I say the same thing. I'm rich in love and blessings. I totally agree. A bit too much me. I don't dream of having that type of life. I just don't. And I feel like some people are designed for that. They're designed for that. I'm just not designed for that. I'm the type of person who wants a nice house, you know. It could be on a beach somewhere. It could be in a community where it has a cul-de-sac. I feel like if you've ever lived in a cul-de-sac area and I'm telling you, it's one of those beautiful cul-de-sacs too, because now all cul-de-sacs are the same. But if you live in a cul-de-sac community, and if you've ever lived in that, you'll know how like close you are to the neighbors and to their kids, because I grew up in kind of an area like that. And it was, I feel like, and of course this was in the 80s, but I felt like that was like probably one of the best times of my life. Everything was so peaceful, right? We were kind of poor, but then you didn't even know that you were poor. You didn't even know what that was like. Like, what does that even mean? You know, I still desire that. I still desire that simplicity, because there's just so much peace in that. Six of Pentacles. This is interesting, because we were talking about spoil, right? The Six of Pentacles talks about what? You receiving something. That is crazy. So if I'm saying that you're spoiled, that means that someone is handing over something to you, whether it is a job, whether it's money. You know, people have bought cars for people. I've seen it. Okay, so this is something that's going to make you happy. You even have the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. So you're going to be receiving something that's going to make you happy. What is that going to be? I have no idea. I have no idea what that means. Again, we're talking about it's going to be different for everybody, because some of us were born in the same year, same month, and literally our charts look completely different. My chart looks completely different from Beyonce, of course. She was born 15 days before me. Okay, look at her life compared to my life, right? And I'm not saying that I have a horrible life either, okay? Because again, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm saying it's completely different. So Six of Pentacles is specifically saying that there's going to be something that's going to be given to you. from someone. The universe could be the person, the thing that's going to be giving something to you by means of other people. And sometimes it's just a thought that you have. And then you are off to the races, okay? So here with the Six of Pentacles, there's someone who's going to be very charitable, but I love the reaction that you have here with the Sun card. You're like, hell yeah. Yes. This is what I needed. The Sun is very healing. Even if you didn't say the emotions of being overjoyed and happiness, the Sun is healing. You're like, okay, yes, now this is it. This is it. The Sun is overjoyed. Okay? And it's something that's being given to you. Let's keep going. We're going to get to the love portion in a minute, but remember, we're talking about what we're talking about. This is for Virgo. Oh my goodness. Two of Cups. This love thing, Virgo, this love thing has been very strong. This love thing has been very, very strong. Very strong. We're going to get to the love portion in a minute, but that is crazy because we saw the divine counterpart. We saw the love offering. That deck is so thick. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like it could have been something else that could have came out. Like, why is this coming out so much? And here it is. Here it is again. We've got the Two of Cups, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. I see a new kind of work here for you, where there could be some type of partnership or someone, it is an alliance, possibly here with Two of Cups, like an alliance of some sort. It doesn't always mean that, and I'm glad that this is general because I know what this means in a personal reading. Again, I'm reading general. I can't read personal because that's not going to happen for everybody, unfortunately. Okay? But what I do see is that for a lot of you, however, there could be a new job. There could be some type of new kind of work that you're going to be doing. Remember we talked about tweaking your work or something that needs to change where we saw tactic, okay, or planning for success. Y'all ain't going to be, whatever you're doing right now, this is not going to be the thing. It could be the thing, but it ain't going to be the thing. If you get what I'm saying, you're going to know what I'm talking about in the future once it happens. Okay. There's going to be something that's going to be changing for you. And it could come in a form of someone who's going to come in and help. Now, this is interesting because this is coming after the Six of Pentacles. And then the Six of Pentacles come after you have the Two of Cups. Two heads are better than one. That's crazy. Because what is it saying? Who's going to be giving this to you? How is this change going to happen? For some of y'all already know. I've told y'all this story plenty of times. And she's not a Virgo, by the way. But I have two people. One person in particular was dating. I've always said this was dating. This, man was very generous. Okay? Very generous. And she started her business. They're not together. No hard feelings. They're not together. Baby, the sis is like, she can live wherever she wants to live. So because I know how it can happen, and I know in different ways that it can happen, I don't know who the other head is. I don't know who this could be. This could be someone who just loves your personality and just think that you're so good at what you do. And it's not even romantically. They just think that, man, Virgo, like, do you understand how much of a talent you are, how huge you are, how big, like the fact that you can draw like that, or you can sing like that, or you can dance like that, or the fact that you can make these cakes, or you can cook the way that you can cook. Like, this is crazy. I want a part of that. That's something that I see. It has to be. And I don't know how it's going to be for y'all. I don't know how individually how this is going to work. I do know personally, like I'm talking about, like if that was a personal reading, baby, I would be like, listen, Virgo. Okay. There is definitely someone here. Now, I also see if you guys are in some type of legal situation, two heads are better than one. I wouldn't normally use that card to say that, but I do have to say it because, again, it makes some sense that this could be you are coming together. Now, that I know for a fact. You are coming together with someone when it comes down to money. in legal, and if someone has taken something from you, or if you have given something out, because we have to look at it the reverse way. The Six of Pentacles could also look like maybe you gave something out and you're trying to get it back. And this will be more so you coming together with lawyers, or you're trying to come together and see how you can get your money. And I'm not even saying that they stole, but maybe they didn't give what you thought they were supposed to give. And now you're like, we got to talk about this. Let's see if we can have a meeting about it. It doesn't even have to be a lawyer. It could be the person that you did business with. You guys say, hey, I'm going to bring some people with me. You bring some people with you. And we got to talk about this because that's not what we discuss. Okay. I see where it's like you're coming together with someone based because of money situations. But that looks good. I would feel like the only reason why that's even happening anyway is because you're making moves. Now let's talk about love for a second. I have gone way over time. Let's talk about love really quickly. Let's get your last card and we're going to talk about love really quickly. This is for Virgo. All right. Last card that came out here is the Four of Pentacles. You are getting assisted, baby. I don't care what nobody's saying. And I don't know how. I don't know how, but honey, then it came out again. You are getting assisted in some way. I do not know how, but when I tell you this is really going to be amazing. And I love the fact that you are going to feel spoiled. You're going to feel comfortable as hell. It's just weird. I don't know how to really explain it. I mean, I'm talking about where you are right now, where some of you guys are scraping. And I hate to say that because the Four of Pentacles kind of give that energy where you're kind of like, oh, I have to hold on to it, right? Like I just got to kind of hold on to it. You kind of scraping. It is the complete opposite. You're like, well, how do you know that? Well, I can see because it's other cards that I'm looking at, okay? You have to hold on to your money right now. And in the future, that is not where you're going to be. It's about all the stuff that you got to pay for that you haven't been able to pay for. You're going to be able to pay for that. I'm not saying that you're going to be paying off your student loans because, baby, we already know. Okay, a lot of us, we pretty much going to be paying student loans until about 80 years old. Unless we do become rich, okay? But we're not saying all of your debts are going to be paid, right? But you ain't going to have no problem paying it. I'm talking about that kind of energy. I'm talking about that right there. Let's get to your love. Now, we saw the Two of Cups come out, and it came out right after the Six of Pentacles. I am going to just tell you, a lot of you are emotionally getting over something. That is the theme here. Six of Pentacles, I felt were upright and reversed. I don't even do that, but anytime they put that in my head, I can always tell, which means if you're getting over something in the past where the relationship, it was a lackadaisical, unreciprocal. It was, what is it called? What is that called when they're in relationships? Oh shoot, what do people say? When they don't put their whole energy into it. Somebody kind of tell me what that means. What's the phrase? Baby, they weren't doing nothing. They were doing just enough. You know how some people really do things to like impress you? I don't see that with that Six of Pentacles. No, it's not one-sided. It's not one-sided. It's a phrase, and it's like probably the best phrase you can use because, and it'll come to me. It'll come to me. I just got to keep talking. But with that Six of Pentacles, baby, that's not what you were getting. That's not what you were getting. The reason why that came out first is to tell you what you will be getting, because this is the most important thing in your life. We're not just talking about your money. The spirit was so adamant about having that Six of Pentacles to come out. We're going to talk about your money, and we're also going to talk about your love life. Not about what you're just receiving financially, but also what you're going to be receiving in love. And why was that so important to come out like that? Why? Because that's not what you have been getting. Okay? Oh, I think it's called low effort. I think it's called like low effort or something. Lack of effort, low effort. I know it's another way, but I know effort is in there. Okay. But honey, half ass is perfect. Half ass is perfect, but that's another way of saying it. But it's like low effort. There was nothing there. Like the person was barely doing anything. And you see the reason why it was so important for the Six of Pentacles to come out, because the Two of Cups came out afterwards saying, whoever this person is will be giving. That was the first word that I used. I literally said giving. And you are getting over that. The person don't even have to be in your life anymore. You're going to be getting over that. There's going to be someone who's very cooperative of you. That's partly the reason why I like to do uprights, because I can always see that they're in reverse even when they're upright. Because it's telling you something. That was a very strong card. For the first card to come out, that is crazy. Receiving was your first card. Now, some of you, you're going to be dating someone who is next to you, close to you, they're around your area, that kind of thing. And some of you may be dating someone at a distance. Now, that is showing both today. Usually don't ever show that, but it is showing both. So I can't just say, oh, this person is in your area. Usually if I just see that one card, I just say it. But today it's literally showing both. Or they are in your area. They are in your area, but work is going to be a huge factor that can kind of get in the way. I think I've mentioned that before, but one of these cards have 3 different meanings, and it's going to hit you one way or the other. And if I say all 3 or 4, because technically I could get 4, it's going to hit you guys one way or the other. Either A, the person is at a distance, the person works a lot, you work a lot, schedules, okay, schedule, clashing, not that y'all are clashing, but schedule. Maybe they have a lot to do with their parents, you have a lot to do with your family. It could be a schedule thing. But you guys may kind of go into this connection, and it's amazing, but there's going to be something that's going to be kind of like an issue, because remember, you're still dealing with Saturn. This is why I'm like, if you know what you're up against when you go in that relationship, are you going to be complaining to your person, especially if they're good? Are you going to be like, why aren't you spending a lot of time with me? They're not cheating on you, Virgo. Why are you tripping? They're not cheating. They just got a lot to do. Why in the world would you be complaining about that? It's just right now, you know that what that planet is basically doing. Saturn is hardships in some way. It doesn't even have to be horrible. It can be hard when you're away from your person. You know, let's say if they're in the Navy, or, you know, they have to travel overseas. That shit is hard, okay? Because remember, you can see that in people who are married charts, right? They have a beautiful marriage, but the hardship is the fact that there's distance. So you're going to experience some kind of like you're going to experience that a little bit. Okay. And I would say it's, you know, Saturn only lasts for 2.5 years. It's not forever. And you don't feel it the whole time either, but you are going to be experiencing some things like that. I don't necessarily see this being as smooth as you would want it to be because of scheduling wise or something like that, dealing with work. I just have to tell you based off of what I see. I don't know what it means for you particularly. If it was a personal reading, I would be able to tell you, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there. It's just throwing all kinds of stuff because it's going to be something like that. Okay. But either way, I do see something that has potential for like long term. Like I'm talking about long term. After this little hump, you guys could end up just having kids, or some of you guys are just going to be living together. You're going to be married. And that's just how it's going to be. Okay. But I can't tell you that it's going to be easy because I'm not seeing that in this reading. Okay. You guys already know I'll give it to you straight. But it could be just something in general that you guys are going to be experiencing that could be difficult, but it's amazing. Okay. But this is what I have for you here, Virgo. I appreciate you guys so much. I know it's early. I know it's so early. I know you guys about to go to work or school or whatever. But I appreciate you guys so much for coming up in here. If you guys are interested in a personal reading or anything like that, all the information is down below in the description box, okay? I love you guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.